was all talking at the same time.
Yeah, they're running as a team. They're not running as a slate. They're running as a team. And that's the neat part about how they have complemented each other on all of the ways that they've been doing this. So you guys go ahead, work out how you want.
First, I'd like to thank Michelle because she has been tremendous to us and a ton of help. And she has taken her Mondays, every Monday, from 7 to who knows how long. We've gone to 11 o'clock sometimes, and has helped us and supported us, and we the people has supported us. So we, all three of us, I'm sure, want to thank you for that. And first thing is, I would like to say, if any of you are wondering if you have the right candidates for the school board, just pick up that paper and see who CEA has endorsed. Our names are not on there, so you have the right candidates. I'm George Harmening. This is Jim Roenick, Bud Nason. We are running as a team. I come to you today from my heart, not only as a Carroll County citizen, but most of all from a parent. I have two children. I have a daughter that's 11 and a son that's 18. I can't stress enough, people of Carroll County, I can't stress enough, this is the most important election for Board of Education that will ever be seen in this county. Our educational system is at a crossroads right now. And you guys, as taxpayers, citizens, and also as parents, are going to have to make a decision. And it's not a tough decision, because you know what the right decision is going to be. It's going to be whether you choose locally controlled schools by our teachers and our parents that turn our children into American citizens, or you're going to choose between government-controlled schools where it takes all the parents and the teachers' input out of the teaching this into the students, and they become global citizens. It's not a hard decision, but it is a split. We are split among candidates. We three are for traditional education, locally controlled education. We are against Common Core. This is going to be, like I said before, the most important election. If we don't get it right, if we do not get it right, we've lost our children. And I'm not just saying that, we have really lost them. If we elect who CCEA wants, we're not going to have locally controlled education anymore. The board that we have now is dysfunctional. It's run by Steve Guthrie, and the board members have no control. I went to Howard County Public School System. I attended a board meeting there one time. I couldn't believe what I saw, because I've been going to the board meetings here in Carroll County, and I thought this is the way it is in every county. But guess what I encountered? I encountered where the board members had control of the meeting and the superintendent sat down with the audience. We don't have that up here. We have Steve Guthrie that sits to the right of Virginia Harrison, who's the president, and instructs her what to say. She doesn't even know what to say or how to conduct the Board of Education meeting. He instructs her. We need a change. It's time for a change. We need to take our educational system back in this county, and this is the only time we can do it. If we don't do it in this election, we're never going to be able to do it. So I'm asking your vote, and we're all asking your vote, to do the right thing and change the Board of Education and get our children back. I'm George Harmening, and I'm going to turn it over to Jim Roenick.
Well, Bud's
Or
up
Bud.
next. We'll give it to Bud. Okay.
Everybody ought to have today's CCEA announcement in front at their place, right? I saw that. I saw their decision, their recommendation. I wasn't surprised. I would have been surprised and probably a little disappointed had my name been one of those three that they recommend. But then I got to looking at the back of their release. And I think you can see there, from their own words, why education system, such as it is in this county, definitely needs a lot of work, a lot of restoration to bring excellence back. We've been fed for years, and myself as well, we've been fed for years about how great our education system is. Take a look at the last paragraph. There are 4 clear, gross misspellings in that last paragraph. This is the Education Association. They're the people claiming to want to train and educate and teach. We're not the same thing. Educate and teach are not the same thing. To teach our children how to read, how to write, and how to cipher. And then when they graduate from high school at a rate of 93% per year, pretty much, go on to community college, and George is not 71%. Actually, the figure I first saw was 73%, but Steve Guthrie said, no, it's only 72%. Only 72%, only 3 out of 4 high school graduates out of Carroll County Public School System are ready for community college. They're in there, but they're not ready. Nobody knows, because nobody bothers finding out what that percentage is among those who don't go to college. And nobody really knows, but I think the best guess anybody's come up with is that those who go to a 4-year college, it's about 50%. Dennis, you made a great point. 2 additional courses, non-credit, to make up for what they didn't get in high school. Across the country, employers, the figure I heard last week astounded me, 40%, but then we have an awful lot of small employers across the country. An awful lot of employers across the country are sending their new hires back to school to learn how to read, how to write, how to add. Or better yet, they're doing it themselves. My wife and I know a lady who side moonlights doing precisely that. Is this excellence in education? I don't think so. And you know, you only get one chance to teach a kid the right way.
Amen.
There's no going back. You can't send them back when they're 25 or 35 or 45 or 55.
Right.
They're kids one time in their life. This is a serious moment. Yeah, this is coming from the heart. It's for the kids. For this time, it's for the kids. It means something. But we're to the point now where we've been practicing, keep my language better, we've been moaning and complaining for 5 years. Now it's time for the rubber to start working on the road. We got the chance. We have a real opportunity here to take back our freedom and our right to raise our own kids. Okay? Parents are primary teachers. Teachers are, what's the phrase, Dennis? In loco parentis.
Right.
Okay? In place of the parent. Any questions on that? In place of the parent. There's only 3 people that matter when it comes to schools and learning. Parent, student, teacher. No education association. They support, they don't control. That's our focus. Okay? Has everybody got a copy of my speech? It looks like this. Okay? It looks like this. There are other things on here performance and product do matter. That's what I was just talking about. When you graduate 93%, 3/4 of them can't cut it at the next level, I don't think you're doing a very good job. As far as the school board is concerned, I've been to, along with George, I've been to a number of the school board meetings. It's a rubber stamp dog and pony show. There is no opportunity for parental involvement, period. There are a number of things that we can do to fix that. As far as Common Core is concerned, I saw one today. This new math thing. A kid gets a problem. I bet you guys can solve it in less than 10 seconds also. Kid gets a problem, 427 minus 316. According to the teacher, the kid got it wrong, mostly because the kid did it the wrong way. This one kid's father said,
There's only one way you do it.
well, you know, you're right. There's the right way.
You failed.
Okay, there's a number of right ways, but there is the right way. Okay? In this particular case, the kid flunked that particular question, and the father looked at it, sent a note back to the teacher that reads, "Don't feel bad. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in electronics engineering, which included extensive study in differential equations and other higher math applications. Even I cannot explain the Common Core mathematics approach, nor get the answer correct with it. In the real world, simplification is valued over complication."
Here, here. Yeah.
Okay? Don't complicate the simple. Therefore, 427 minus 316 is 111. 5 seconds it took him. The kid and the other kids in the class never got there because they complicated the crap out of the simple. For generations, this country has did have the best education system in the world. We got the experts. Took over about 40 years ago with the Department of Education under Jimmy Carter. It hasn't been for a full 40 years. You see how far we're falling? I can leave you with some numbers. 32 advanced countries in the world. 32 advanced economies in the world who are producing students capable of competing in a global economy. 32 advanced economies in the world. American students out of 32 ranked 17th in reading. They ranked 21st in science. They ranked 26th in math. We need to change that. We need you to help us change that. We'll say more a little bit later. Thank you.
Yeah, you know me, and thank you. A lot of this will be, it's amazing how, and Michelle, thank you, perhaps a bigger thanks to Randy for letting us come in and getting him in the way of you and he. So thank Randy for us.
We will.
Good, thank you. I'm not up here because I want to be up here. I'm up here for 3 reasons, and that's grandson number 1 and grandson 2 and 3 that'll be born sometime within the next month. I can't help but look back, and you guys have heard me go this direction before. Look at the price that our founders paid for this country on an experiment, and Governor Lawler referred to that earlier. That they knew when they signed that declaration, that was their death warrant. And most of them paid with their lives, or certainly paid with their fortunes. They didn't pay with their honor. We need to honor them in what we do in everything in this country. So this is a small price to pay. I don't want to be here. I want to be having fun. Bud would rather be having fun. George would rather be playing with his horses having fun. This can be fun, but it's going to be a nasty fun. But it's something that we have to do for this country and for our kids. This will not be the same country if we don't get in and we can't stop this. That our educational system is being dismantled and entirely replaced by Common Core, a national one-size curriculum where the students all learn at the pace of the slowest learner. I think, Dennis, you referred to that earlier. The slowest learner. So there's no more time or place for the fast learners, the quick ones, the gifted learners. They're all playing in the same boat, and they're all in the same boat whether they're in Oklahoma, Missouri, Alabama, or California, New York. We're all being held to the same minimum standard. We don't reach for the sky anymore. There was a time when we strove for excellence, and we're not there anymore. Now we're striving as minimalists. Common Core is going to cost all of us a lot, millions of dollars in the county. Money that frankly we don't have, and that some people are just as happy raising our taxes again to get the money for the software and the hardware that's necessary to implement the testing that's going to be required under PARC or SBAR, whatever they decided to do. Common Core is isolating our parents from our students. Tests aren't going home to be graded. Homework can't be done by parents, as Bud alluded to, because even the parents can't understand them. I was at a local bank last week, and actually I was just setting an account up for this election for the campaign, and we're setting it up, and the woman said, "How much do you want to put in to start the account with?" And I said, $500. I'll write a check for $500. I said, "Now, do you still accept numbers, or do I have to put boxes and lines?" Because I'm sorry, let me explain that. Under Common Core, boxes now represent the hundreds column, lines represent the tens column, and dots represent the digits column. So they're not doing numbers anymore. So in light of that, I said, is it okay to write 500, or should I put 5 boxes down and dollars after that? The assistant manager next door came around the glass cubicle and said, "Were you just talking about boxes?" And I said, "Well, yeah." She said, "You mean Common Core?" I said, "Well, yeah." She said, "My kids are doing that. I can't understand it. I hate it. And my kids don't understand it." And my treasurer said, "That's why he's running. We need to defeat this." And she said, "Do you have a card?" You got my vote. And the woman who was setting up the account said, "I don't know what it is, but I'll vote for you too if she's opposed to it."
We'll take them how we can get them, right?
Yeah, this is true. I just need more money to set up more bank accounts. But the isolation that's occurring because parents can't understand what the students are doing, and that's wrong. We can't learn if the families aren't involved. But yet we know that our government now is trying to put that rift, that the government wants to be the parents and divorce the parents from the children. Again, another reason to defeat Common Core that promotes the dissolution, communism, progressivism, call it what you want. Yes.
Started with "It takes a village."
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Look, don't forget, they tried to do Hillary Care and other stuff with education when the Clintons were in. This is just a redo.
And also, if I could tell you that Tennessee, Indiana, and Florida has now backed out of Common Core.
Good.
So when this Board of Education tells you we cannot get out of it, they're lying to you.
Let me look at my nose. Teachers, in many cases, are just as frustrated as students. Dennis, maybe you can attest to this, especially in the math and science world, in that the teachers don't understand what they're supposed to be teaching. Therefore, the teachers are teaching from scripts, not from the lesson plans that they've spent 4, 5, 6 years in college developing. So they're getting scripts the night before for the lesson plan that they're supposed to be administering the next day to the students. It's just so wrong on so many different levels. That again, teachers are opposed to it, even the unions are opposed to it, parents are opposed to it, students are frustrated. So on many levels. Okay, let me come down to the home stretch. All students, whether they're parochial school students, homeschool students, charter school students or government school students, because they're no longer public school, they're government school students now, that they're all represented by the board. And in many regards, the only students that are being supported now by our existing state, or our existing school board, are the government school students. We need to strive for excellence for all students, not just the government school children that Steve Guthrie and the existing board feels like supporting. So we need your help. Most importantly, we need your prayers, because through God we can do all things through Him. We need the prayers, yet we need money to fight this battle, because it's going to be ugly and it's going to be expensive, because the Democrats have deep pockets. We also need your yards for put up our signs. We need sign waving. We need your neighbors and relatives' yards for signs. If you got someplace to put them, we'll buy the signs and put them up. So, so with that, just remember George, Jim, and another thing, you can vote for 5 on primary day. Only 3 will be moving on. Do not vote for 5. Only vote for 3.
Yes.
George,
Yes.
Bud, and Jim. 2 votes for somebody else gives them just as much chance to get in.
Just vote for 3.
So please, when you campaign for us, advocate for us, please, please, please have them vote for 3 people only for the board.
Does anybody know how much money we got? I know the answer, but does anybody else know how much money we got for Common Core in this county?
Well, I know the state got $255 million.
252 million, and we got 500,000. That money's gone in September, and guess what? It's going to cost us to continue to implement the rest of Common Core. It's going to cost us almost $40 million. So we took 500,000, and we have a bill of 40 million. Is that a good business decision? Was that good for this Board of Education to decide to do that? That's absurd.
Any questions?
Did you pay them to write this?
I wrote it.
I thought you did.
Give up.
I think that this is a very beautiful thing, because it lists the Democrats' choice, and it advocates that
Returning.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That is your split in candidates. Those 3, and I can personally testify to that because I was at every place they were at, and they said that they approved for Common Core, and they were glad the Board of Education implemented it in this county. All 3 of those. There's your split in the candidates. It's us 3 or those 3.
Also, in January, at the January Board of Education meeting, they all stood up, individually said,
It's
yes,
December board.
Okay, they all stood up and individually, as well as collectively, validated that, yeah, they're in favor of Common Core. So we know where they stand as far as teaching the children of this county are concerned.
Yes. So it's a split decision. It's a split decision.
The choice couldn't be clearer.
Do you want government schools and global citizens, or do you want locally controlled schools and American citizens? It's very easy. The choice is easy.
However, we're going to need your help, okay? As Jim said, we need your prayers, without question. We need your prayers. We need your presence. We need your yards. We need your money. This is not going to be cheap. One of the things that we're doing, and the time is tight, but one of the things that we're doing is we are having a golf outing fundraiser Friday, April 25th, 1 o'clock at Oakmont. We'll get more on the website, but jot it down now. You got paper in front of you. You probably have a pencil available, and I know you all know how to push a pencil. Friday, April 25th, Oakmont Green, 1 o'clock. Shotgun start. We want 100 people there. We'll take more, but we want 100 people there. We also, because the cost of playing and feeding almost comes to what the entry fee will be. The real place we make money on these, and I've run a lot of outings over the years, in my years as a golf coach. Where you make your money is in signs, sponsor signs. We want to have 3 sponsor signs on every tee, 3 sponsor signs on every green. We want to have 2 company corporate type sponsor signs on every green. We also are encouraging companies who want to participate and sponsor a foursome to do so. Okay? We'll have the specifics in a website. We're still working on ironing out all the specifics on that announcement, but it's only literally a matter of a couple days before it's finalized. Everything else is a done deal. I've already contacted a friend of mine who was a parent of one of my players at Mount St. Mary's. He can give us a good deal as far as the cost of these signs is concerned. He said, I can't compete with the online companies. They do mass production of the same thing over and over and over again. But you're going to have 100 unique individuals and companies who want to have their name up there sponsoring you and recognize them for having done that. Okay, the other thing that we need, quite frankly, is yard signs. We would need you to talk to everyone. You know, the funny thing that I see as I go around and listen to people talking, the only people that I've heard since January saying anything nice about Common Core has been the Board of Education and the union.
And Doug Howard.
That's right, Doug
Howard.
And Haven. Well, Haven was pretty quiet at the 2 meetings that I was at and saw that performance. But normal people, that's the best category I can put it in. Normal people like us, parents and teachers. Teachers are as frustrated as our parents. They can be our biggest ally. By the way, the union is depending on teachers to support them. If you read that flyer carefully, they're telling those teachers they don't care what those teachers think about what they're being forced to do. They're telling them go out and vote for Common Core. Right. Because that's what that slate is about.
When you vote for those 3 individuals, you're voting for government schools. Just remember that. Let me relate, if I have time, I'd like to just tell this one story that just happened. It just happened. A school in North Carolina, 8-year-old girl, was asked by their teacher, the whole class, to write about their hero. She wrote about God. God was her hero. When she brought the paper in, the teacher sent it home and said it was not acceptable. This is where our education is going. And if we don't do something about it now, it's going to get worse. We won't know the country we're living in. So we're depending on all of you to tell everybody. If one person tells 10 people and those people tell 10 people, it'll get across the county. And we need your help. We really do. Thank you for listening to us.
Where'd my glasses go?